Finance Bill of 2023, and in particular the provision on the 3% deduction towards the housing levy, has been termed by the government as one of the avenues that will create employment for the many youths, for the many hustlers on the streets. Now, how true is this? That definitely is our question today on Business Glide, yet another edition that touches on matters public policy, business and economics at large, hosted by yours truly, Richard Mwanja. Indeed, always a pleasure to have you on board. Now with me to dissect into this conversation is none other than most renowned political analyst in Eastern and Central Africa and Kenya's renowned public scholar, Herman Manyora. Great to see you, sir.
Thank you, Richard.
I'm still under the weather. You are looking very good, in good shape.
I must be very far from you.
Why? It's not corona, though.
No, this is corona.
Usual flu.
I hear this corona is back, by the way.
Really?
I hear so.
But you see, a strong man, you don't fear.
No, I'm okay. God is on my side all the time.
God is on your side?
Yes.
That's why you're aging gracefully.
Oh, aging what? I'm still a young man. Continue.
You're still a young man? Oh. You and Raila, people are waiting for you to go into retirement.
Which retirement? That's when we are starting life.
After fail...
Raila is running in 2027.
But you failed severally in even getting nomination for an elective seat.
Oh, I've never tried. I've never tried.
What was it you wanted to...
When Raila gives the stops, then I'll go for the presidency.
You were to face Nelson Harvey in Westlands. You never got the ticket.
I was just joking.
You were joking?
Alianza kutatemeka nikahurumia.
Ukarumia?
Yes.
Na bado hakuenda mahali?
Hakuenda.
Well, straight into today's conversation. We are talking about the Finance Bill of 2023 and particularly the provision on the housing levy that is geared towards, in the eye of government, geared towards creating employment opportunities for many youths, the many unemployed in Kenya. Now let's begin from this point. Should this bill pass through in its entirety, wholly, not even partially, and we see public servants contribute the 3% of their basic pay, do you feel that in the fullness of time, these housing units will really tap into the many youths in Kenya who are not employed?
The housing project has the capacity to employ many people. But you see, the assumption is and must be that indeed those houses will be built. The dream to build over 300,000 houses, because there's the 250,000 affordable
annually,
and then there's a rural component, and then there is a upscaling mortgage uptake from below 30,000 to almost 1 million.
Yeah.
So that would mean that housing alone can create jobs for millions of young people, 2-3 million people. It's a huge thing. It's not even just 1 million. But again, you must assume not only will the project take off, but that the usual thieving and stealing will not be embedded in it. So if proper thinking, if people were sincere and genuine, it's a good idea until it creates big hundreds of thousands of jobs from the word go.
But then again, yes, think of it from this standpoint. Are we just talking about the quantity of jobs or the quality of jobs? Because
it has to be quality.
Quality of jobs.
Yeah.
Why I'm saying so, we've seen the housing units being set in Kibera and all that, but it has been under short contracts, oftentimes not even formal engagements. No. So how different do you do it this time?
I was giving a talk in Kisumu, Tomboa Labour College, to trade unions, and people now began saying, I saw something on NTV saying Manyora has been sourced behind the curtains to go and
transfer,
but only sell the 3%. Far from the truth. We were just sharing experiences and talking about this thing. And you see, I was saying that one, there will be many jobs if it takes off. Two, we need to make sure these are serious jobs.
Not like kazi ya mtaani.
By implementing the ILO, International Labour Organization, resolution of 2015, resolution number 204. 204 looks at how do we turn these informal jobs into formal jobs. So formalization of informal jobs. So it's a very simple thing.
Where then do you start that?
If you have no housing project, can take 6 months, 3 months. Housing project, it will take like 2 years. What's wrong with a contract of 2 years or 1 year? This idea of permanent jobs is only in Kenya and a few other places. Globally, people have moved in. All jobs are contract jobs. Hakuna kazi ati unaandikwa mpaka siku uta retire. So, these mjengo jobs can be contract jobs. You work them on contract. At the expiry of the contract, there is the exit benefits. You get your provident funds. They contribute to your NSSF, your NHIF. So there's some retirement package, even if it's for 2 years, the provident fund, and then your NSSF. You leave one employer, one mujengo, you go to another one, your money is continue going to NSSF, NHIF, and then when you leave with your provident. It can't get better than that. And then you are also unionizable. Unions must be allowed to recruit these people into their union, to protect them. Because you don't want to go there today and tomorrow you are told go home. No. Unless you have made a mistake. Unless you have violated the contract.
And you're
so we can make these jobs formal jobs. The period notwithstanding. In any case, I don't think you can put up a housing project in 6 months. So if it is a year and above, that's a good contract. You go there and get a contract for 1 year. But then at the end of the year, on a particular your benefits. As you go to another project, as you look for another job. And I don't think we are going to have endless developers. That's another thing. I don't think there are going to be 1,000 people developing houses in this country. It will be a handful of people. The person developing a house in Narok, a housing project in Narok, maybe the same one doing it in Kakamega. And the same one going to do it in Isiolo after 3 years. So they will move with these people. Some of them will move with them. Some of them they recruit in the local areas and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Very well.
Yes.
But then again, much as there are those who are supporting the housing levy towards achieving their affordable housing agenda, the main question has been it hasn't really inspired much confidence among taxpayers. The reason I'm saying this, we've seen the PS even leaving a meeting in a half, not being able to fully explain and the tenets of that particular provision.
This is the problem of recruiting just anybody. I've cried here. We think you can just get an idiot somewhere, anybody, I'm not saying he's an idiot, and give them a job and they do it. You have to, when you are hiring a PS, you have to look for the right guy.
Hinga's been there.
Hinga can't explain even simple things. He's making a bad situation worse. You find ways of talking to people. Because this is a hot topic. A hot topic, you approach it intelligently. You communicate, knowing that when you are, look here, I'm a communications person. I know if you are communicating a bad idea, bad news, or you are talking about something which people resist, it can't be like talking about mandazi, which is good. You get prepared because the person you are facing is already opposed to your idea. So you must know how to win them. Hinga can't do it. So Hinga is a good man. He can be given another job, but this one he can't.
Do you mean now that he has served as the housing PS for so many years? It was actually a mess from the beginning.
He can't do it. He can't, and he knows it. He himself knows he can't do this. He's a good guy. Maybe he's even intelligent. I don't know. I don't know him. But he should be given another job. There are certain jobs that require interpersonal skills. How you can relate with people. How you can communicate. If you don't have it, because we don't, all of us don't have it, or if you are not well prepared, well trained, you give way to somebody. You go to another ministry, another department. Hinga can go in another department.
Very well.
Where he doesn't relate with the public, especially a hostile public.
Very well. It really makes sense.
Yes.
But then again, we have seen even under the labor migration industry, there are so many Kenyans unemployed, semi-skilled or even skilled, who will opt to go and even do construction work in China or even in Canada than do it in their own country. What kind of thing can be done to change their mindset that they'll be even ready to be part and to be embedded in the housing agenda in Kenya than just wanting to go to the greener pastures to participate in their housing development?
You see, Mujengo. No father, no mother wants their child to go and do Mujengo. No. So we want to clean that Mujengo thing so that it's a job like any other job, a good, decent job. Yes.
With a social protection
because
element.
Mujengo here is you go to the gate under humiliation. You are 100 people, they take 20 of you. 80 go back, come back tomorrow to try your luck. We don't want that kind of stupidity. And then you are given 500 shillings or 300 shillings. No. We want inbuilt in every project, there must be the labor component. And that's how the Minister of Labor must now come in. Not ministers of going to sit in the office air conditions na kupiga tie. They must look at everything that's going on in the country. Road construction, housing projects, and they look at the labor component in those projects. And they say you have won a contract to build a road 80 kilometers from point this to point this. This contract is worth so much. We expect one, you'll hire locals where that road is passing.
Local employment.
Yes, number of this labor, skilled and what have you. You can now look elsewhere beyond a certain level of job. These others, all of them in the local community. If they are drivers, unless the community doesn't have a driver of that thing you are having, you won't go outside. Number two, we expect laborers to enjoy the following rights. Once you recruit them, they will serve until the contract expires. Number three, they will live with their provident fund, some kind of pension, whatever, however little, however short the period is. They will belong to a union. And finally, because we know the job you are doing, you are being paid by the Kenyan government so much. The least paid person here will earn 1,000 shillings per day. That is what the Minister of Labour is supposed to be doing with his boys in NSS bill. Not going there just air condition, kupiga masimu, cutting red tape, traveling all over the world.
Launching projects.
No, launching stupid projects. They must be thinking. That's how we shall save this country. When you are in Ministry of Labour, liaise with the Ministry of Transport, of Infrastructure. Tell him, Murkomen, anytime you are negotiating a contract, we must be there. We must look at the labor component. Which people working? What are the conditions? What are the minimum pay they will get? Si kama tunaelewa sio mchina anapita Jebroka akitengeza barabara anapatia watu shilingi 200 and they are happy because at least they have something when they should be getting 900.
And so also that we don't see so many crowds in JKA flying to Japan to go and do mjengo.
Yeah. We must change this country. And I thought Ruto would start that way. I thought he was going to tell his friends, we are going to change this country, you and I, but you can't be a minister. Wewe fanya biashara. We'll give you government business, so long as you do the good job. Where we shall give you an executive chairman. But this is my focus in that parastatal. Make sure my interests are catered for. Make sure this delivers in this manner. Lakini kazi ya minister wacha Manyora achukue. Because we want a minister in charge of labor who will think, how will these children we are giving birth to and raising today get jobs tomorrow? That's supposed to be the guy who is in labor. Lakini now, kama ni mwanamke ni kujipodoa tu. Kama anasafiri out of the country, anaenda na hairdresser, gyms, sijui. Look at
instructor.
This stupidity must come to an end. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
I am, but you could have used a kinder word. You cannot use stupid on the show.
Why?
You cannot call a minister stupid.
If a minister is going international meeting with a delegation of 60 people, what language can you use? Is that not stupidity? If she's going with a hairdresser, gym trainer, sijui what other language can you use? That is stupid, because this is a poor third world country, dirty, where people are dying from diarrhea. In a country where people are dying from diarrhea, where child mortality rate
is alarming,
is what was there in Europe 200 years ago. A minister is traveling with 60 people, including a gym trainer and a hairdresser.
But remember,
as if there are no hairdressers where she's going. But ni ujinga ambaye tutawacha ama tutaangamia.
I attach a rider to it. It's also the nation which is the 6th wealthiest in Africa.
Which wealthy? This is a poor, dirty third world. Which really wealthy? Please, when you are talking about Kenya, don't use the word wealth.
In the same line.
It's you who must not use certain words on the show. To call Kenya a rich country or a wealthy country,
wealthiest.
Please, Kenyans will beat you in the streets.
All right, there you have it from Herman Manyora, nuggets of wisdom on how better we can address our policy agendas, and particularly so that one that has to do with the affordable housing agenda under this new administration, and probably adjustments that have to be made under the provision of the housing levy in the financial bill of 2023. Wait to see how that will unfold in the fullness of time. But if you are wise enough, then definitely that gentleman over here across this table has shared the much needed nuggets for all those who are entrusted to make critical decisions on behalf of taxpayers. It is now time for a fan of the week, and it is none other than this gentleman, Boniface Njogu in Kitale.
Boniface Njogu from Kitale. I was in Kitale last week.
Really?
Oh,
You
yes.
never passed by our home?
Yeah, I passed by, but I was in a hurry.
You're in a hurry?
I almost stopped, but shoop.
Which father
And
forgets?
then I ate in some club. I don't want to mention which one. Some fillet fish. It really bothered me. I hope they know.
Food
Where is
poisoning.
anybody who served me a fillet fish, a club in Kitale, they must never do that to another customer again.
Really?
I really suffered.
You really suffered?
Oh,
But next time, drop by Moist Bridge, though.
I have always passed to say, you know.
Of course, definitely.
Thank you.
And then we head over to Luombei next time.
Yes, thank you.
All right, until next time on Business Glade, I'm Richard Mwenjo. Indeed, always a pleasure to have you on board. Remember to tune in to our other subsequent editions of this particular show and also other shows on the channel, that is with Jadiel Kabira and Evans Okenyi, also on the streets with Brian Mundia and lovely lady Daisy Aseka. Until next time, see you.